Hey everyone, I'm Army Gaming, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Welcome to the video you've all been waiting for. It is a video on the Synthetic Invasion Maze. More importantly, it is a video talking about the 30% discount Soulspoint has finally confirmed. This discount is going to take place on July 25th, 6 p.m. CEST. That is very important because you have to convert that time to your own local time. And so for example, if you're in Pacific Daylight Time like I am, this discount is going to happen July 25th at 9 a.m. So once again, the discount itself is on July 25th, 6 p.m. CEST, but convert that to your own local time. If you need help with that, there are plenty of Google websites you can use. I'll put a link in the description to the one I use. And with that being said, the question is, who do you go for, right? Do you go for Mudflow? Do you go for Nemestroborg? Who do you go for? Polaris C, Sergeant Hothead, Silverleaf, or Zizania? Well, before we talk about who to go for, let's talk about how much every single monster actually costs. So here is the cost of every single monster that's available. As you can see, Mudflow with a 30% discount costs $2,199. That's compared to his no discount for $3,140. But we're going to skip to the last two monsters because I think that's what most people are interested in. So if you want to get Silverleaf with a 30% discount, it's going to cost you $13,580. And if you want Zizania, it's going to be $14,387. Now, the thing is, I imagine most of you probably don't have this many coins. This discount is happening, well, right around the middle, so most of us probably have in the 7,000 to 9,000 range. So going back to myself, I have almost 8,000 maze coins, and I can still do maybe like, well, it's still early in the morning right now, so I can still do like 3-4 more collections today. So I'll probably end up today with around 8,700, around there. The point being, it doesn't matter who I go for, there's no way I'm going to have over 10,000 maze coins by tomorrow. But that's okay because I still have time to collect, and then the last discount always tends to be like a 10% discount. Maybe it's a 20% discount, maybe Soulspoint will throw in another discount, we don't know. But for sure, I would recommend use all of your maze coins right now. It doesn't really matter who, if you haven't decided between Silverleaf or Zizania, don't really worry about it because it's not like you're really going to be starting their pathways. Because yeah, you just don't have enough maze coins. Unless you spent money, then you really do need to spend or take time deciding on who to go for. Or if you got extremely lucky during the breeding event, maybe you got a bunch of 250 maze coins here and there, and then you got a lot of maze coins. So I've been unfortunately unlucky breeding. I've probably had like 4 failures and I haven't really been trying much. I'm only trying on this habitat right here. But yeah, with that being said, going back to the costs, here are once again the costs. If you wanted to get both of those monsters on a 30% discount, it would cost you $22,431. So take a screenshot of this, memorize this, whatever you need to do with this. Let's also talk about how much it's going to cost if you want to get one of the monsters ranked up. So we'll start with Silverleaf. Silverleaf at rank 1 cost $14,712. Going back to the old cost, notice that is roughly a little more than what it costs to get Zizania unranked. So if you're only getting around 14,000 coins, you can make the decision. Do you want a Silverleaf rank 1 or do you want a Zizania unranked? And then if we look at the future cost, if you want rank 2, it's 16,000, rank 3, 18,000, and so on. And then to look at Zizania, if you want Zizania rank 1, it's 16,664. But keep in mind, everything I'm saying is with a 30% discount. Since the 30% discount is happening right now, you really can't expect to pay this cost. You're gonna have to pay somewhere between that range and maybe like if you can get the next 10% discount, 21,448, for example, if you want Zizania rank 1. So the choice is yours to make ultimately. Let's go back into game and then we can talk about who I would recommend. So Zizania, everyone can try both of these monsters out. I would recommend first of all you try them out and see who you like more. Which monster really stands out for you? Like, do you like the pierce effect of Zizania or can you do without it? Or also test out Silverleaf and let me know how you like this monster. Do you like all of the possession abilities? Do you like the 75% stamina drain? The days? Keep in mind both monsters do have evolving traits. So the evolving trait mechanic isn't exclusive to Zizania. Silverleaf also has it. I think he can give your team immunity to possession at rank 3 if I remember correctly. So in my personal opinion, after testing both of these monsters out, and again, feel free to disagree, feel free to go for who you want to, because ultimately at the end of the day, that's what matters the most. My personal opinion, and I've been play testing with Zizania more and more, is that, again, and if you saw my previous video, my monster review, I really like the pierce mechanic, right? I feel like the pierce mechanic is probably one of the more powerful mechanics in the game. You can literally bypass everything. The fact that you can bypass traits, I'm not sure why Soulspoint did that. To me, that's too powerful. If it could bypass status effects, that would be fine, right? For example, if an enemy monster, like a Brutalis, who are we facing right now? Or a Clipium. Clipium has taunt, right? If an enemy monster had the status effect taunt, and you could bypass that, you could pierce through that, penetrate it, that'd be cool. But being able to penetrate taunt to where like it's like it doesn't even exist, it kind of makes it like these two monsters, even though he has dodge area, even though he has taunt, he pretty much ignores the trait. So you might as well call Pierce like a trait ignorer. I don't know, I just don't like it. I wish it would have only ignored status effects and not necessarily traits. And that being said, I have yet to actually, here, let's see if I can go into a PvP battle and actually test what happens when a monster puts a shield or something. And I suppose I could just battle myself in a friendly battle, but maybe I'll do that later to test it out. So going back to this, watch as I just do Thorns out and completely ignore Clipium's trait, his taunt. Like, I don't know, I'm iffy on how I feel about that. But again, that's what makes it so powerful. It's a lot more powerful than being able to remove positive effects and then attacking, like a lot of monsters can do nowadays. Because even if you can remove positive effects, you still can't ignore a trait, you still can't ignore Mega Taunt. Like for example, if an enemy monster has Mega Taunt, you still have to, your attack is still attracted towards that monster. Whereas with the Pierce ability, if I do an AoE skill and a monster has Mega Taunt, I still hit everyone. So this is a lot more powerful than being able to remove effects. The thing is that the monster to first have Pierce is Zizania, who's an attacker. So you can't fully utilize it, I think, until we get a monster that can do like Pierce plus trait disable. Can you imagine that? If you can Pierce and trait disable, because then your allies would be able to attack. Because right now the only monster that gets the benefit of Pierce is Zizania. But if we had the ability to Pierce and then remove positive effects and then nanovirus, that could be deadly. If we can do Pierce and a single control, that would be super deadly, because you could literally deny whoever you wanted, not caring about any taunts, any mega taunts, any evasions, any skill mirrors. So that's crazy. I can't imagine a world with Pierce and AoE, but AoE control, but it may happen, you never know. I think the next thing we'll see is probably Pierce and torture effects, probably like Pierce and Curse, Pierce and Ignition, Pierce, Curse, and Ignition. So that's what I imagine, maybe some Pierce and Stamina Drain, because I don't think it'll stay exclusive to this monster. Although at the same time, maybe it should stay exclusive to this monster, because that's what will make him elite. Because if more monsters with Pierce get released, especially non-elite monsters, I think Zizania will be outclassed very early, very, very fast. That being said, let's talk about Silverleaf. Silverleaf, this is going to be the monster I'm going for. I love Silverleaf. Like, I was just blown away. Like, I feel like this could have been the last monster in the pathway, and Social Point could have given this monster a skills group 4 skill, and I would have been happy with that, because Silverleaf, skills-wise, is far more impressive. Far, far more impressive. So let's just see what we have. Deals heavy nature damage, applies possession and poison. So you can single deny. This is going to be good. This is going to be very, very good in live battles, because you always need a single deny as well as AoE denies. So being able to do possession and poison is good. You have the AoE version of it. Where is it? Right here. Sage of the Diviners. Deals moderate nature damage to enemies. Applies possession and poison. So let's start off with that. Poison everyone. Possessed everyone. We'll times 4 this. They all attack themselves. And then we just need Wang. And there we go. Back to me. I'll just recharge. Let's go times 2. I'll recharge. So after you possess your opponents and they waste stamina attacking themselves, you can do non-violent disobedience, which drains 75% of stamina, forcing them to have to recharge. Watch. Recharge. Recharge. Isn't that crazy? That is a phenomenal skill. That is a phenomenal skill set. The fact that you can possess, AoE possess, and then AoE 75% stamina drain is crazy. And they do a little more than that. Right? This is possession and poison. Poison reduces damage output by 20%, and it reduces HP. And then non-violent disobedience, it also removes negative effects from all of your allies. So I feel like you absolutely need a skill that can remove negative effects from your team, because there's so many negative effects that can happen. You can get hit with control, you can get hit with DOTs. There's a lot of DOTs in the game. There's Curse, there's Ignition, there's Sunburn, the list goes on, Blind, Drown, Nanovirus, there's so many things. So this skill removes negative effects, and you're draining enemy stamina, and on top of that, you're dazing the enemy. So even if they can attack you, their accuracy is reduced by 25%, their damage output is reduced by 25%, and since you did poison the last turn with Sage of the Diviners, their damage output is further reduced by 20%. So it's like fantastic. This is a fantastic monster. It's funny because he's a denier. Silverleaf is a denier, but he also has a good amount of support. Check out the other cheek. Applies skill mirror to all allies and applies life regen. So activate this. The bad thing about skill mirror typically is that you still take damage. Well, you're kind of able to mitigate some of that damage thanks to the fact that you gave your team life regen, and then skill mirror, you're just reflecting stuff right back at the enemy. It's awesome. And then the last skill is just a single target, which, considering we live in a world without area monsters, you definitely need single target skills. And then the ultimate, I really enjoyed the ultimate. At first I thought it also applied possession. Turns out it doesn't, but it's still a really good ultimate. Check it out. Let me just recharge. Let me go ×2 again. Recharge. Check it out. Star Grass Growth removes positive effects and deals very heavy nature damage to all enemies. So all those positive effects will be gone. They're going to take some nature damage. It also removes negative effects for my team, and it gives 100% life and stamina to all of my allies. And Skill Mirror. So let's do it. Star Grass Growth. Check this out. Isn't that beautiful? Like, it is a complete reset on my monsters with the addition of Skill Mirror, and the enemy monsters, they lose their positive effects and they take some damage. I'm blown away by Silverleaf. Like, fantastic monster. In terms of all the monsters in the maze, even though Zizania has the new Pierce element, I would say Silverleaf is by far better, and this is the monster I'm going to be going for. So I know everyone loves to ask, and normally I have trouble deciding. As much as I love the Pierce effect, Silverleaf is just, it's the way to go. He's also a lot cheaper, and you can probably end up getting this monster rank 1 or rank 2, as opposed to getting like an unranked Zizania. So that's my advice, and I want to hear from all of you guys. Let me know in the comments below, which monster will you be going for? Thank you very much, and I will see you all next time.